Welcome back. You're now on the Entrepreneur Spotlight, and today we will be shining the spotlight on the world of HR. Now, human resource management is a crucial function within organizations, responsible for managing the most valuable assets, its employees. One of the key aspects of human resource management is training and development, which plays a vital role in enhancing employee skills, knowledge, and performance. Today on the Spotlight is one of our favorite guests on the weekend show, the delectable, multi-talented Angela Brown. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome
How
back
are
to the
you?
show. It's always a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
Same
here. All right. So can you tell us about ABNM? What is it about, and what specific human resource services does ABNM offer?
Okay. So ABNM is a multifaceted human resource firm that actually, we deal with all aspects of human resource. New business startups, capacity building for your employees, investigative audits, onboarding, anything that has to do with human resources we do, okay? And ABNM actually started from our sister organization, which is an NGO.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So with the NGO, which is called Land Health, we deal with mental health, primary health care, and drug rehab. So we really started ABNM when we rehabbed people. We started it to reintegrate them into the society to be working and be able to be good employees and be able to understand the basis of work ethics and actually being in that environment called work, because we don't have a lot of work ethics in Nigeria. It's really sad. So that's how it started. But then we noticed that other people needed our services, and so we branched out. But ABNM was primarily for the people that have gone through rehab or going through any form of mental health or going through difficulties that finally were able to now say, okay, you're ready. And then we started a patient to work program with them, and through that program, then they reintegrate back into other work situations in the society.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Wow. You've spoken about ABNM on the weekend show before, but you didn't really go this deep into giving us details of how it started and all the programs involved. That's really interesting, because I noticed we do not really have a lot of rehabilitation initiatives here in Nigeria, and it's really being overlooked,
Yes.
So it's really commendable, what you do.
Thank you.
And now to my next question, can you briefly describe some of the training and development programs you have with your employees?
Okay, so we have a lot of capacity building for the employees. We also have for the employers as well. Because, one thing people don't understand is the critical thing to your business is your HR, your human resources department or whatever. Because most people just start up a business, they throw people in there, and people don't know what they're doing, there are no job specifications, and then you wonder why your business is failing. Because there's no training, there's no structure. So human resource is a big thing for any company, because that's your structure, that's your dynamics, that's how you move on, that's how you're productive. So part of what we do is we offer a lot of capacity building trainings and also a lot of mental health trainings as well. Because if you're not in the right state of mind, you can't give what you don't have. So we try to incorporate that, teaching people, training them, work ethics and other things, training them actually on what they studied or what they're going to be doing in the business where they find themselves. Also training the businesses and training the employers to know, hey, you need to treat your employees right. You need to have a structure. You need to be, have them do the things that are regarding to your organization so that you'll be productive. You just don't treat them anyhow, because they're the brain, they're the key to you. They're the key to your progress. So we try to get everybody involved, employees and employers, to understand their key roles and to be able to maximize it effectively.
Brilliant, I must say. You mentioned that some of your employees or your trainees are from your rehabilitation programs and all of that. So how do you measure, how do you compare the impact and the effectiveness of your training on your clients? How do you follow up to make sure that most of these people, they don't, relapse, or they're not, they're giving their best when it comes to the training that they have been given and their effectiveness in their work?
Sure. So what we do is, bear in mind now, it's not just people we rehab. We're now very open to the public. So we have a unique thing about us because we had to come up with what would get Nigerians to hire other Nigerians in top critical positions without going overseas, looking for that expatriate, because Nigerians need to be back to work. So we thought about it and we came up with a background check, which is actually quite invasive, but it works. Because when you know that if someone does something in your business or commits a crime and you can find them, you're more able to say, okay, I'm going to give you a chance. At least I know if anything happens, I know where to get you.
Yeah,
so
accountability.
basically, with the rehab program, which is a patient to work program, that we're able to measure because we keep in touch. We monitor them monthly. And also with the other recruits, other people that are looking for jobs, that we give jobs to people, we also monitor them to make sure, is everything going okay? Are you having issues? Is there something we can do for you? We also ask the employers, are they doing okay? What is going on? Do you need for them to, measure up in other things? Do you think they need more training? And we take care of that. But it has been very impactful because we have over 100+ people working. And we're yet to hear, oh, they, criminals or, everybody's not perfect. We're not perfect as a, organization, but we really do a lot. And we try to make sure that the employees are very well taken care of and the employers also are very well taken care of. So it's, both situations. So it's been very, very impactful. We're actually getting busier and busier because a lot of clients are knowing about us and calling us and even asking us to retrain their own employees and background check their own employees as well, so they can actually be more comfortable to put more on the employee and for them to be more productive as well.
Interesting. So ABNM, you don't only recommend and train, you also give accountability and follow up on your trainees,
yes,
to make sure they're doing right by the books.
Yes, we do.
Interesting. So finally, let's go back to the origin story. You mentioned about LAN Healthcare Initiative.
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about that?
So LAN Healthcare Initiative is an NGO actually formed by 3 women over dinner.
Wow.
So in 2007, I and a group of my friends, we came together. They're 2 doctors. And we all lived in Atlanta, Georgia. So we came together and said, we're giving back here. We need to come home and give back. And so LAN became our initials, and that's how LAN was born. So we now started, we did medical missions and stuff, but it wasn't enough. We found out there's a drug pandemic here, mental health, so we decided to open an office. And once we opened that office and started counseling and helping people, we now found out that, okay, you counsel, at the end, what do they do? How do you impact them to live again, to become members of the society, to actually stand up? And there are a lot of youths with no jobs. So ABNM was born. And there's also a second reason ABNM was born, which is so personal to me. Because in our CV, we tell lies. We pack up things. That's the normal thing, And so a friend of mine hired a nurse to look after her mother. And the nurse was like, oh, I have this, I'm this. She was paying her a lot of money as well. So one day her mom was having a heart attack. And the nurse called her, oh, your mom, I don't know. She's like, well, do CPR, do something. She's like, I don't know. And so on video call, she was teaching her how to do that, and her mom passed away. So that also gave me the notion that ABNM must happen so that we redirect people. And, so from LAN, ABNM came, and other things came as well. So it's kind of like we notice where the flaw is, and we put
Refilling.
something to catch the floor and keep it moving. So LAN is actually the brain of all this stuff, you know,
Wow.
and that's LAN for
Well,
you.
I feel like giving you a round of applause right
Oh
now.
no, I mean it's, you know.
Thank you so
You
much,
are
Angela
so
Brown. Thank you
welcome.
so much. I must say, don't stop what you're doing.
It's
It's
hard though.
very undervalued and underestimated, you know,
Yeah.
and we need it so much.
Yeah.
Mental health is very overlooked in Nigeria, especially because people just expect you to suck it up and move on and deal with it, you know.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate what you're doing. We hope to see more of you here
Of
on
course.
the weekend show. You know, we can't stop emphasizing on these things. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it.
All right, people.
Okay.
There you have it. Angela Brown here on the weekend show, one of our favorite guests, telling us about the ABNM Human Resource Management and also the LAN Healthcare Initiative. Well, unfortunately, this is where we pull the curtains on the Entrepreneur Spotlight, but stay tuned. We have politics coming right up here on the weekend show. I'm Tenda Chimalu, and don't touch that dial.